highest gas.
Not
We've just seen this go wrong in the same exact way. And this time, like last game, they had a Mars with very good farm, very good lane, and they didn't actually get to push that through. Now they have a Death Prophet. If she has a bad lane, she becomes, how shall I say it, a speed bump?
yeah.
And this is a Kunkka. Death Prophet wins lanes through pushing her lane opponents out under the tower. And Kunkka is just going to splash on right back.
Yeah, Conker doesn't mind about speed bumps. He's just gonna ram that boat into the side of the tavern, basically, and just keep on yelling his frivolous pirate slang. Does not give a damn. We'll
He
see
cruises.
if yeah, he cruises on, and if he gets to that point. But for black and yellow, I think the big part here is one, you need to buy some time and space. Again, it feels like a repeat draft in a way that okay, Tia has the power spike. PL handles the rest. I feel like PL's potential compared to the gyrocopter, you can already kill a lot of heroes. So would like to see PL fight early, but at the same time, I don't want Card Duo to join in too early because there's a lot of nuke as well on this Radiant team.
Initiating will be punished heavily. Godzi he needs to do so much work here. Because solo initiators into Lion, we've seen that. I've talked about that. You get destroyed. Like he doesn't even have to finger you this time because there's also a Skywrath mage. So yeah, Tusk needs to be able to go in throughout this game. Because otherwise it's all going to be up to the TA, who I presume is going to go for relatively fast Blink Dagger again in order to give that PL some space.
We'll see how this one goes off. Ember versus TA, Shaggy versus P1. P1 got basically chased under his own tower a couple times. 2 early deaths in the laning stage. Would like to avoid that this time, so might see some help coming out from his supports. And I kind of like the idea. You have Undying and Tusk. These are also very good defensive heroes, kind of saving heroes on both sides, but also some aggressive ones. Undying, though, already down to 100 HP in this top lane. Rex is going to have to hide for a bit.
He does have himself a good Undying game, though. Mystery Machine has focused so much on their own game here that it's really just the supports who are going to be able to deal with that Tombstone once out. So, said.
Well, Gods is having a lot of fun with his Creep Wave pulls here, trying to keep it as busy as possible, keep it following him all the way in front of that tier 3 tower. So that's going to get that lane tranquility to go into the favor of this DP in a bit, but it's already doing much of a dent because now it's actually hugging right in front of double King's Wave, but in a matter of time, as this Tusk is most likely going to hit level 2 out of this Creep Wave, it's going to change in the next 30 seconds or so. Where is our second wave? Why is it not arriving? Oh, okay, sure thing. So that's what the Zero's happy with, that early XP. A bit of high fives also traded here in mid. Love to see that.
And the Ember Spirit here, you can go
Jubei.
Max Flame Guard. Oh.
Interesting rotation towards mid. Range creep secured.
Yeah. You just use the Flame Guard to shove this out. It's very hard to take that off anyway right now. And of course you're much better at taking out the range creeps than before.
Sky, that's going to be first blood by the looks of it. 7 stick charges, Spirit Lance available. Not going to be enough. He's going to live. EL might actually die out of this one. They don't get the connection from the concussive shot, but it's still going to be enough damage from Tib to apply on Cardua. And it is the Europeans who are rocking the off lane again.
Yep. On ping, they're doing really well, honestly. Better than I expected. And Praxi here also has that very tough time right now where he has an Undying. Like, should I die here to refill everything, or do I spend all of my regen right now?
Is France the promised? Is France the promised land of three-letter players to win PI?
Oh, that's a bit early.
But
it could be.
Up on that, potential star in the making. I want to know more about this guy. Talk about that. P1's going to be getting his revenge on High Shaggy. God, it's also going to front with the tip.
think High Shaggy didn't actually expect the 2 levels into the refraction there.
Yep. Mali Burgos really wants this kill, but he's out, not gonna get that vision out onto the TA. Wanted to get that one more arcane bolt out. Not gonna work out. TA is gonna be going all the way back home. That doesn't really matter. Even if High Shaggy is going to be catching away far bottom lane, though, there's a bit of a brawl going on to Zero. Double King drops very low on HP. DP trying to make a run for it. Jubei chasing around. Juki in the trees. Gets the salve as well, but the Torrent's going to be breaking it, and that just might be more economy damage. They're not actually going to lose the Death Prophet. There's no creeps in the easy camp to use the Tidebringer off of either. So Zero's going to live. Double King also.
Hello.
That's a painful, painful salve loss there, though.
But at least it... Oh, they broke the other one, too. So, both salves broken. This time traded off of Double King. It's not the end of the world, though. If they lost the hero with the salve, that would have hurt a lot.
Yep, absolutely. Now Zero gets to at least stay in the lane. With how far it's pushed under the tower, Double King doesn't actually get to return the harass here right now, but he is tanking up and he's getting those Tidebringer levels, and that is where it becomes harder and harder for the Death Prophet to stick in that lane. She basically has to go in, has to fully commit to the Spirit Siphons, and I think they are looking for the kill here.
Good attempt at least. The Sharp blocks there. The Spirit Siphon dealing a decent amount of damage onto Double King, and Gods is going to be taking this one. Godsy getting himself 211 gold out of that one, and also the Kunkka punish, slowing him down. That means we're not necessarily going to get that 10-minute 5k net worth Kunkka first death.
At the very least, he is going to have 2 other cores to buy space for him, though.
Yeah. But this laning stage is already so different compared to game 1. It was 6-1 for the Mystery Machine at the 6-minute mark. Now it's 2-1 for Black and Yellow.
And the important part too is that they had heroes that could naturally shove down towers out of the advantage that they got in the laning stage when the enemy wanted to catch up. Yeah.
I guess forced away. Jubei moving into mid, but they also got Tusk here too.
So this is also something that we didn't see before, right? The supports were so active in the first phase of the first game that, oh, Jubei is actually no D-wards for you.
Looked like it for at least Gauzy. He's going to be chasing him away. Doesn't look like we're going to be getting a high five out of this one, as we're going to be taking Braxy's life instead. Mali Burgos with his first kill on the Skyrath, so that's already 2 kills taken from this safe lane. Meanwhile, bottom, not actually a situation. Actually, here is both going to be connecting onto the DP. With a bit of damage here, but the Siphon's taking a lot of HP away from Double King. And Zero, one more slice from the Kunkka, and it's a Tidebringer one as well. That's going to be Kunkka's first kill in this one too.
Spirit Siphon is full crap,
Strong.
but maybe not that broken.
Yeah, things are meant to be broken, I guess that's the way we want to put it. In this case, break the wheel, reinvent the wheel. Well, P1 going to be farming some juicy stacks, and Jubei is going to be taking some XP for himself, while a bit of a fight in the top lane. Doppelganger to safeguard his life. Mali Burgos can't find the vision, and he is dead instead.
P1?
Might extend a bit one, and yeah. He was farming stacks. Like, he had a triple stack he was farming here. Jubei was soaking up XP, and then Ember jumps in to squeeze in that kill. That makes the mid situation 1-1.
Yep. And once again, good trade for the Mystery Machine. And I saw the ward pings, and Black and Yellow is wrong about where it is, so they're also going to waste gold on that.
Seven kills in our first minutes, keeping up with that good NA pace.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah, don't think we're going to be seeing too much except for these active supports moving here and there. Gauzy is pushing Jubei again on the opponent's jungle. Never really letting this lion have a moment to breathe, so to say. This Tusk is always chasing him around.
Mm-hmm. And the real tower tempo is most likely going to come from Zero now, especially once he moves on this bottom tower. And the question is, how is the Mystery Machine going to pull off the tower trade? Normally you'd say on an arena on top lane. They're going to have to see if they can find the opportunity for that. Or if both teams are just sort of going to let their safe lane tower go.
Yeah, they're kind of thinking about it. Shaggy is making a move towards this top lane area. He's got a haste rune. It is desperate to push this wave. And PL's going to be TPing away as well. So no attempt on the Cardua will happen this time. Ember also TPs towards the bot lane. And Jubei is going to be coming in as well. They've got the Hex onto the Tusk. Zero on the side, but he's surrounded. Siphon's coming out. Snowball save. Nicely placed. No quote for you today. Punka's not going to get that one out. Now comes Molly Burgos as well with the Skywrath TPing in, making this a huge fight. But nobody's dying. Absolutely no one except for the Tombstone falling down. A bit of gold going in the favor of the Mystery Machine, but absolutely no one dies, and you can almost see everybody keep into this one. Or is it going to be a Godzy caught? Yep, it is. He found the Tusk.
An immediate TP to top by Double King, actually. That's a fast move.
That was because Shaggy had his remnants under the tower, but by the time he TP'd to bottom, he was suspecting to dive the PL into the tower, but they were like, we have to defend this bottom lane, and they see a fight break loose, and then he remnants to the top lane to get a second kill with Double King rotating in. That's some really good Ember moves, to be honest.
That's fast play, so even though they spent a lot of teleports, they still get pressure on the top tower, and yeah, this bottom tower, Exorcism, not up for another minute. Jubei gets to take some experience down here.
You want to get that level 6 on Lion.
Tower is under attack.
Finger action. Godzy, he's just a couple creeps away from hitting his level 6 to get the Walrus Punch. That's going to be a support killer early on, especially against heroes like Sky and Lion, who are both very susceptible to getting killed right away from a quick burst. Love to get that early on. Tusk starting to blink, build towards his Blink Dagger.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, you can see Jubei leaving the tower as soon as clear that they're going to get top tower in return. He got what he came for. Does not want to risk dying to the Tusk, although he might be giving away that there's vision if he shows his face here.
What I also like about the interaction here is, like, we just saw the Snowball being used to dodge the Ghost Ship. You can use it now with the Blink Dagger too. You see a combo approaching on someone. Arena used by Tid defensively,
he can't get out.
But he's just desperately running for this one, but it's not gonna happen. Spear's not even gonna go off as his armlet toggle fails. He's got too much damage on him, and Shaggy's also in a bit of trouble, but not really. I think he's thrown into the air. Zero gets bursted down. The Sky ulti on top of the X marks the spot as Shaggy goes for a bit of a chase. They're going to finish off the tower instead. So a bit of a poke. Burn charge onto the Tusk, and TA found. P1 going to be careful. Refraction charges have been blown. Snowball comes out. Oh, no. Beautiful both as well! They're going to take both the Tusk, the TA, and the Undying. Not just the tower. Get 3 kills on top. He didn't quite time the Snowball there. He just went in with it, and instead they just got blown up.
That was the worst possible way that Snowball could have ended, really.
And even more. I found the PL. He's silenced inside the jungle. Snow for the concussive flow, and that's gonna be another one. Oh, it couldn't be worse than that. It's not just your mid-tower, your mid-hero, but now also your carry falling. Molly Burgos gets blown up instantly by the Walrus Punch, but Shaggy's holding his ground all by himself. He's got one remnant to jump away with. He knows exactly that one. Even kill on the Tusk. Burn charges. Oh, I was thinking about it there. If he got the connection, that might have been a kill.
Might have been indeed, yeah. I really like this Urn build here from him as well, because...
This was basically just you could say a war of attrition. You've got yourselves the arena forced out, you get 1 kill, and then that Snowball into Bolt, that's just a slap in the face. It's like, oh, you can imagine the situation in the comms when someone says, oh sh, and that happened.
Yeah, like, maybe they get to hold that if they get to hold the tombstone, but since High Shaggy committed for it so hard, no way.
Yeah. Well, Undying doesn't get the chance to hit level 6. He's already killed. This quick smoke does lead into a kill. And Cardua hiding in the trees. He's got no TP. If Jubei sees this right, if Jubei spots this one, he's so close to it. Is he going back in? He's checking the other route, and he's walking. Oh my god. Oh my god. Andrew Evelyn, how can you miss this one? Oh, he does not know. He does not know. He'll 20 seconds for a TP available. He really wants to get out of there, but he's like, okay, I'm going to have to hold out for a bit longer. Though, this is time spent away from him farming and hitting creeps.
Yep, absolutely. As much as he likes not being dead, he would much rather be anywhere else on the map right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That is... That's a minute without actually hitting creeps.
Mm-hmm. What I wanted to point out though before they started murdering again is that this Urn build from the Ember, lots of early damage. You could see how active he gets with that as well, how much damage he tanks, and he backs off, heals up again. It's partially because we got an armlet build from this Mars here, who's looking to deal damage.
Murder ain't stopping Kips. The murder ain't stopping Kips. They're gonna take Cardua with them. Exorcism coming out with 0 as well, trying to save the days. Kip is dropping low. Doesn't look like the Mars can actually escape at all. They're going to leave him behind. And Shaggy needs a bit more mana to be jumping out of this one with the Remnant. He's got some stick charges too. Like he's going to be okay. God Z, no charge to block the Ember's escape. Heal for Mars.
A worthwhile trade for sure, and a lot of attention, plus an Exorcism wasted there. That is not taking any objectives whatsoever. That said, of course, the PA is farming. We're going to see that swap soon.
Yep. Find a casual Skywrath just taking a quick stroll here in this bot jungle. Iranian jungle even. 4-man rotation for a Sky kill ain't not necessarily the best use of resources, but a kill is a kill, and then we'll take it. Despite that, 15 minutes played, again, a 3,000 lead Mystery Machine.
Black and Yellow gets to leave some vision here, even though they haven't actually succeeded taking down the Radiant vision, so presumably the Mystery Machine is just going to defend this whenever they get the opportunity as skills. In fact, they immediately just go again. Tib.
Just gonna leave this Undying. Fall out of this one. Honka's net worth is about to hit another different level. 8,600 net worth, even above the TA. TA sitting on a Blink Dagger with the Dragon Lance. So what we're wanting to see is the Desolator come up next. So that's over, well, you could say that's over halfway, almost halfway. Kunkka's also hitting a pretty good timing too.
Yep, and you should not underestimate this scaling on safe lane Kunkka. Like, as much as he doesn't scale with attack speed as most other carries that we see in the safe lane, we will see a lot of extra cleave on level 20 and only 2 seconds on the Tidebringer when he hits level 25. So this is not a hero that's just going to fall off because Black and Yellow survived the window.
Especially if he gets that Silver Edge proc. And a crit on top, that's where things start to really hurt. You've got a tanky lineup, like you got a lot of strength heroes in here, with especially the supports ain't gonna fall too easy. Undying is maybe a bit more of the soft end, but you can build into a pretty tanky Undying. But that also comes from sustaining team fights longer and longer to get more and more DK stacks. If the Mystery Machine gets to start the fight first, that's where I think Black and Yellow are the weakest. They're going to start the fight right away with the Skywrath being forced out. DP is history, and they're going to take Shaggy on the side. Godsey with that blink, able to throw him into the air, and Shaggy blown up by P1. Melberger gets the buyback from the Ember Spirit. Have they gone too far? Have they gone too far? The Torrent onto the P1 TA, thrown into the air.
She's dying.
Comes out as well, and that's going to be another one. It's going to be a 3-for-2 with the second buyback coming out as well. That's a lot of resources spent for this one from the Mystery Machine, but at least it ends up being on the W side for them. Oh, they found Go! Oh, with the beautiful Torrent blink from Jubei! Now it's worth it.
Nice.
Now it's totally worth it with those buybacks.
Dire's top
It
tower
is,
has
unless black and yellow can actually punish those cooldowns at some point in the future, which I don't think they will. They don't have the tower, so instead they once again lose their outpost before the 20-minute mark. And they're going to lose so much Roche control here, which this TA is really desperate for. She needs an Aegis this game. She's not going to get it, and Mystery Machine correctly say, alright, we know that your turning point is possibly on you getting this Aegis. We take away your jungle, we take away all your TP points. We're willing to invest in this, come at us. Well, here they go.
3-man smoke. Raxi, Godsey, P1. All the men towards mid. They want to get that die back off the Ember Spirit. If this hero dies, that's a
would be huge.
long time to be gone away. Godsey goes in with the blink, but he's going to get Sky ulted right away with a Hex from the Lion. Beautiful stun onto the TA, but Jubei going to get hunted down eventually. There's nowhere to run. Tip's thinking about going to save his buddy. Now he's going to get Yul's up into the air by 0. There's the Exorcism used as well, and it's not looking too hot unless they can get something out of this. With the arena placed down on the Undying, I guess they were hoping that black and yellow could more of their heroes into that one. It ends up being a 2-for-2 trade, both supports on both sides falling. This Exorcism, can they get this tower? I think that's the bigger thing to lose here. If they don't get an objective with it, Tip, waiting on the side, waiting for that blink play.
And they're getting it.
Maggie, be able to keep one away out of this one. So no tower for you.
No exorcism for you.
Look at this. Or not. Do not
No,
look
no,
at
we can't.
There's nothing of value lost, so there's nothing to see in this one. Maybe this one has something of more value. Let's take a look at it. So we saw the DP instantly blown up and a beautiful jump from the Tusk straight on top of the Ember Spirit. And this is where they buy back. Instantly into the fight, root onto 2. And just getting a nice Tidebringer. 2-man, almost 2-man stun, but it hits the most important hero, the TA. Even if it doesn't hit the one in front. Doesn't matter, but now a 4-man smoke coming in from TMM, walking straight into Braxy. Beautiful job to blink this one, but the blink from Lion onto the back line, onto the Tusk. You're going to get taken a second run right away. Nicely catching the Tusk as well from the back line with that stun, surprising him completely off guard, and that's going to be another tier 2 fallen.
Jubei is really showing some experience here. Like,
Yes.
that jump over for target number 2 because you know target number 1 is already dead. That's beautiful. He keeps on going, this guy.
Dire's middle tower has
No
fallen.
chill. Absolutely no chill. He's going to get silenced, and it's still not stopping this Lion. Oh, like, where's this TA TP to? Because that was taking such a long time. No. If Jubei actually stayed there to just casually right-click that TA, would have realized that, hey, wait a minute, my Hex is actually off cooldown by the time this TP's still going. This time, though. Sometimes Herald logic is going to lead into some kills, but I wouldn't know anything about that, right?
I would.
I love it. I could say immortal logic, and chat's not going to believe me. I can say Herald logic, and they're going to say I'm a Herald player. So believe what you want.
It's one of
However,
those funny cases where the play-by-play is higher MMR than the analyst.
well, better Google that. Undying is going to get
by the
caught
way.
first with a silence, and that's going to be the first kill. PL, and the Tusk trying to save him, and he's got the snowball in the end. He did save him, that's what I wanted to
Heart's
say.
not
He's
enough.
going to die for it. Finger into the PL space, and this is going to be a very late exorcism. DP at least, a lot of siphons going out, a lot of regen, dodging into the stun, but it's going to be a very hard escape. And Shaggy's not going to let a free kill go away if he's got the chance for it. 4 heroes dead, 9-2 to 10 on Shaggy. And this game is turning very hard for the black and yellow roster, just like game number 1. It's not over, it's not out of control yet, but it's just getting harder and harder and harder.
They really just don't have a way to stay into these teamfights for long enough to actually deal their damage. Like, their Undying is paper. The Death Prophet really got into this fight slightly too late. And then PL gets caught. That's why they're there. There's a heart for the PL. They're like, alright, fine, this is go time. This must be go time.
They lost so much damage from just the bonk and the torrent coming at the same time, and then you got the Tidebringer coming in from the high ground. It's like your hero's already falling before we actually got anything out. And that's a bit of a worrying sign.
Exactly. This is where that early investment into the Mars armlet build really pays off. You scale so much better now, which means you hit a lot harder on this timing right here. PL just felt it.
7,000 lead now for the Mystery Machine. They're thinking Roshan. They don't exactly have the greatest lineup to take it, so gonna have to wait for a bit more. Black and yellow, though, smoking in mid as the Kunkka shows himself on top. This could be go time. They will. Silence on the Mars. Here comes the follow-up. The damage is there, but the tower's going to allow the Kunkka to TP in. Tip's going to be falling first. Shaggy in between 3 heroes, but the both connecting onto the Undying. They're going to be taking the Tusk down. Meanwhile, Shaggy still fighting all the way through the shard. The Fear's going to be coming out. Is it enough, though? Zero. They're still chasing Ember. The silence runs out. Shaggy, 200 HP, jumps away with the Arena coming out with a spear by Tip, taking down Zero. P1, he's hiding, but there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide as this TA is taken out as well. The blink from the Tusk to get him at least away into somewhere you could call safety. But is there any safety around this map? Because it is the Mystery Machine just everywhere.
It is, and once again, no joining for the PL. This was just a buy time kind of fight, and they put so much of their damage into High Shaggy, and he doesn't die. Do you know why he doesn't die? This man has a Shiva's card.
I mean, why not? He's soaking up so much attention that he's basically doing his job right at that point. Like, he is public enemy number 1, so might as well be the one to actually invest on the armor side of things. And let's take a look at that fight again. Just
Look at his positioning.
I think, yeah, it's like positioning feels like was the most key thing in this entire fight. Like, Shaggy's keeping 3 heroes busy. They're bonking their hats on the wall. Like, why isn't this Ember dying? Why isn't this Ember dying? Where's he getting all this regen out of? And by the time the silence is over, they're still trying to kill Shaggy. Just
That's incredible.
mental.
That was a full duration fear into a full duration silence, and he's just like, yeah, you know what? I led you away from my remnant.
Anything more?
Well, he has something more now, because he just picked up the Aegis.
He's got to be careful. So has Zero. He's got his blink at least to get away from this Mars. Tip has been playing some pretty good games. Like, we do have 2 Europeans in the team with pretty high ping, but obviously at this level of Dota already, it does feel like it's not a hindrance. It's not really been a hindrance for I think a couple of years now. If you look at players with like 120, 130 ping, they still perform on a regular, you could say consistent level even. Like, that's quite a lot spoken for players who are coming out of a different region to play in another one.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I had to giggle right there because High Shaggy's shard somehow ended up on his career. He's got it now, but it took a while and some pings to get the AoE damage on the Fire Remnants up. This is an okay upgrade. I really like it much more, or I should say only once the Aghanim Scepter is out, and that will take a little bit longer, but High Shaggy is making decent progress towards it, so we will be seeing the full Aghanim's setup come from him.
Yeah, I think saying decent is a bit of an understatement, I guess. Absolutely fantastic game from him so far, and getting to play his hero. And this is, I repeat, a first phase PL with 0, 4, and 2 right now. Karjua, he's not happy with his overall performance.
He really is not.
He didn't get to play the game in game number 1. It doesn't feel like he's going to get to play the game either in game number 2. But that's what they're trying to hope and hope for. He's got the shard. Yeah, he's
hard shard. Yep, exactly. So this is high ground defense central for a PL right now, and you are very good at that with the bouncing lance spam, with of course the mana burn from the diffusal. He's even got the Philosopher's Stone right now, just has been trying to get as much money as possible. I guess one of the least bad carries to have that on.
Yeah.
Because so much of your damage comes from your illusions mana burn, but yeah. It does feel... This feels sad.
See if they can get something done here. They're trying to secure some of this farm, at least, while they're pushing out waves. Sticking together, knowing that if anybody gets caught, that might mean potentially even racks at this point of the game. Gotta play it careful, gotta play it safe. Not to make any mistakes. Double King, 3.2k HP, very happy to just solo his way right now. Aggie's always going to be there if something happens. You know, he's got his back. They're going to jump onto the Kunkka. Pops his BKB. Tuska's already dying. Then it's Claire on top. They've already lost Kartua. This is really starting to feel like the end times are upon them. As P1 is also know where to go in this one. And it's going to be 4 quick kills. All with just Double King walking onto the high ground. And suddenly people die.
This feels like the writing's on the wall. That was not a fight. They were
Dire's middle tower is under
really letting go of their attention there, walking up, thinking that, well, maybe we can go there. Zero is not there. He's one of their initiators. He's got a blink right now. He invested.
That's the type of fight where the school bullies, they round themselves together, they punch the new kid, but then the kid fights back, and then they're all scared, and they just, you know, there's no meaning for, there's no honesty amongst thieves, basically. They just all scatter in different directions, everybody dies, and then all you got left is
What
Double
high
King
school did you
standing
go?
guard.
That's, man, Finnish high schools are hardcore.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, you gotta learn to set up for yourself at some point, but still, 14,000 gold ahead with a 30-minute timer breaking here at this point, 34-13. The Mystery Machine looking to pull up a 2-0 here in the first series of their DPC run, or DPC history even. Not new for some of these players. Definitely are some of the first timers, especially looks like the Europeans are going to be very happy to start things off with like this. Black and yellow, gotta find some kind of ace up the sleeve. Is it going to be the Hail Mary smoke, basically? Go as 5, hopefully you find somebody, and hopefully you kill somebody. What's the win condition for black and yellow? Is it just the Mystery Machine making a mistake? The Mistake Machine?
The mistake machine, yeah. Honestly, they need a lot of time to deal the damage in these team fights. The TA missed their window, so it's all up to the PL's damage here.
I was hunting for a second, hoping to find a lion in the front. That would be something to start things off with if they can kill Juve right away.
I mean, they would have loved to. Throughout this entire game, this PA has been angling to see if she can get one of these supports, especially since she's had a BKD. But they have just never been showing. Neither of these supports has ever been a target.
And do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, 14 KDA Juve Lion? 14 KDA support in your team. Gotta be doing something right with numbers like that.
He's doing okay. We've got some good Lion play out of the Mystery Machine today, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. Both support players have really had an exceptional day.
Smoke?
They gotta draw it all the way to the finish line and get across it.
Yes. Because this is not a siege lineup. They need to brawl all the way.
Smoking into the high ground while the others are smoking down from the high ground. Let's see who's going to be the Anakin Skywalker out of this fight. The melee racks down at the top lane. That's 2 racks down. There's the jump. They got the Ember. Stunned as well. And they're going to be taking Ice Shaggy away, but he's going to be buying back right away.
Back.
And with these BKBs, they run out of the Mars ulti. As Godseed is going to be buying back as well. Kartua trying to get some of those illusions into work. EP in trouble on the low ground. Zero's going to need some help. Just get fingered. Double King walking in. Chains on 2. Tusk not going anywhere. And tracking down the TA2. P1 is gone. And he's going to be buying back. Kartua needs some regen. Out of that heart. Not gonna happen. Not gonna be given. And taken away. Shaggy does go for a dieback though. And Kunkka's dropping low as well. But he doesn't have himself anything to keep himself alive. Raxi's gonna be falling. Another armlet juke as well. And Double King stays alive for a bit longer with an ultra kill. 2-man stun from Juve, slowly puncturing P1's TA, but not dying entirely. And that was what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buybacks into this fight, and it's still not over, so successful defense? It's hard to say. The other team did double the damage.
True, but SPL did not actually have to use his buyback, and they didn't lose any extra buildings off of this. This was honestly the best fight that Black and Yellow could have gotten, where they don't lose the PL that fast. They get 0 on the backlines to do a ton of damage over a long duration. And yeah, hi Shaggy,
Best fight
twice.
this game.
Absolutely.
Still
was-
between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, you could see that the conditions for that fight were very narrow. They were on the retreat, they had to
Radiant's
split
middle
the
tower
Mars
is
off
under attack.
from High Shaggy there as well, and then split the rest of the fight apart to a point where the Mystery Machine couldn't exactly focus fire.
Double being in a perfect position here with the Conka. Zube is going to be going straight for the Blink. Hex onto the Undying. Oh, poor Braxy. 0 forced onto the high ground. Conka finding a quick kill, and that's a dieback on the Undying, meaning he's gone for 70 seconds. He's going to be back up by the time Roche is about to respawn. It's not the worst death, at least. Ember's still gone for 20 seconds. And look at that, just glorify with this fight. BKB surround out of the Mars ulti. Ember buying back is an instant warning call that, yeah, this is holding out nicely, but the amount of damage, this Kunkka dealt 11,000 damage this team fight, and it looked so hard for them to also get into the high ground, so you could say Black and Yellow was doing a really good job with the retreat and dealing some damage while running away.
Dire are
They had to
scanning.
kite this really carefully because this is that level 25 on the cook. He actually has the ghost ship fleet and not the...
Oh, Hex on one with a stun on the other with the Tusk already killed and the DP gone. That just might be game. That might be game with that play again. And
No, there's no buybacks.
another smoke coming out as well, so maybe Jubei's in the position for a Blink Hex. And if he catches the TA, he's got it. He's got the TA. It is Andrew Evelyn to go for him, and he's down. He's dead. So Hyper now.
There goes
Shaggy,
KDA.
though, with the help of Tim, gonna get some damage out on the Garjua. They're gonna take Braxy away, and this PL is fighting for his life. He's fighting for survival, but there's nothing to survive from. There's too much to deal with. And the Mystery Machine with another 4 taking straight towards the tier 4 towers and potentially ending the game right here.
And well done once again on understanding their own timings on... Look at this glyph. Black and Yellow is really not ready to give this one up just yet, but they have been outmatched.
Dire's middle tower.
One more attempt.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
You've got to feel the sting in your heart after this fight, because these are the previous Black and Yellow players in a qualifier team now taking the victory over their, they're not even predecessors. As one more fight breaks loose in front of the Ancient, but the Ancient's already down to half HP. P1 is down. Without the damage to fight back, 0 Exorcism is the only thing keeping them away. The fears, the Mars is dead at least. Double King
Yes.
is actually dead, so it's not over yet. But is it too much to deal with at this point? Because the Ancient is down to 1700 HP. And they've got buybacks remaining as well, so the Mystery Machine, they're still fine with this.
That's profit, man. Stupid
Yeah,
hero.
those fears, man.
Yeah. She is so good in the middle of these fights, she hasn't had that opportunity much throughout this game when the Mystery Machine has been just murdering heroes one by one, never letting this core of the fight establish. But this was a small moment to shine. It might just only be a stay of execution though. Cardua, he would really love to take this Roshan, but I'm not sure they have the damage right now.
This is the only thing that you can really do at this point. Cardua, yeah, this Roche is going to take some time. Going to need some backup to finish this one off, and maybe the Mystery Machine is going to get some backup as well to fight this Roche. He's down to 7,000 HP, 1/3 gone. Shaggy, right outside of the pit, throwing a couple slates with that Mjolnir, who's going to do a decent amount of damage with that too. But he's going to get jumped on. He's got BKB, but will he get the B? Will get the chance to use it. At least with a finger from Juve. It's going to be taking Godsey down, and they will take Malibunicus as well. He's going to come with buyback on the Skywrath Mage, and Ember holding his ground, but the BKB has finally ran its course. Braxy, 0, both of them trying to keep this Ember away. Cardua's coming back in. Ember's got no remnants remaining. Shaggy's got to be careful with the limits. He's extending with the BKB coming out from the DP. The heals will use up onto the Ember Spirit. His mana pool's also dropping dangerously low. Nice doppelganger to dodge the stun coming in from Juve with a cell. himself running at the moment as he's trying to heal himself back up. Mystic Flare, the boat's going to be connecting. Pio's going to get stunned, and that stun's going to lead him into his death as this Undying follows suit. The gem down, Zero won't be able to do much here. Roach is going to be taken away as well by the Mystery Machine as they walk in to steal it.
And you see the PL there correctly taking his distance from High Shaggy, making sure that he won't be producing all these illusions for lightning to bounce off of. During the BKB duration, nothing he can do, so he guards the flank. But unfortunately, High Shaggy once again tanks everything. Oh,
Radiant's
rough
bottom
game.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, that damage taken is something else. Damage
Into the
dealt.
high ground again, and this Ancient is now open. No tier 4s in between. DP instantly removed. They killed Jubei. Zero coming in with a buyback on the DP. 12, there's still 2,000 HP to go through. Mali Purgos will lose his life right away. The boat connects onto the TA, and P1 gone. And surely should be the inevitable fate running its course. His Double King has to actually run away for a second as he drops pretty low. Ember's got the Aegis for himself, so he's toying with this Tusk for a little bit. But that Remna's going to be finishing off the job. Zero doesn't get the chance to necessarily force out the BKB of this Ember Spirit, but Karju is coming in. Yule's onto him as well, but the spear comes out. Now Mars is in trouble. This fight still keeps on going. Double King throws in at least one Tidebringer to get some damage, and Tip will fall. The Mars is dead. 3 heroes now down. Aegis will burn, and Double King he needs to start dealing some damage now. Now Black and Yellow, can they stand their ground for a little bit longer? The Doppelganger fails, so Karju is able to jump out, and that Ancient is still in peril. 2 versus 3. Tusk is about to spawn. They're all getting themselves back to the fountain to regenerate. And the Mystery Machine, they still can't close out this game.
This open terrain here in the base is actually the ideal point for P1 to finally start chopping down these supports. And that makes the fight so much harder for the Mystery Machine, because they also have to, you can see them kiting out the Spirit Siphon charges here, like, alright, she's used 2, let's get those out, she used another one, we can finally get back in, but they've taken so much damage and they've lost all their supports by the time they've actually kited that one out. And then the PL comes back in and they're gonna running out of damage. So much of the damage of this lineup comes from Jubei and from the Skywrath Mage. So once you lose those, yeah, the fight becomes long and hard. And the long fights, that is what Black and Yellow has been wanting all this time.
I've been getting them too. Like the last few fights, I feel like they finally got a hang of what they need to do and how important positioning is, instead of just ramming your heads and stacking yourselves up on those Mystic Flares, 2-man stuns. The boat connecting on several heroes is just a recipe for disaster. So as long as they're dodging all of that, as they've been able to keep themselves alive. And if they're able to actually keep themselves alive for long enough to maybe even call a stalemate and maybe even win this game too, oh boy, is the Mystery Machine gonna be banging their heads on their keyboards at that point, because this was, or is, still a very, very winnable game. The graph has been given a potentially like a 3% chance to win for what, the last 12, 13 minutes, I guess, something like that. Thank you, producer, or observer in this. Actually, we were at 1% already with that huge spike there, so a 1% comeback is still possible, but it has to start with winning this fight, because the smoke is right next to them. They got the vision, they see everything, and Remnant Chunk comes in. The Tusk is going to get easily hacked with a finger. They've also get the arena down, connecting onto the Undying. Braxy down, Tusk buying back, no Undying. 5 versus 4. Lion also did have to buy back into this fight right away, and they're forcing Tib away. Zero taking a decent amount of damage, but they also caught P1 in the river. The TA down, maybe they can kill the Conquer, but he's down to half HP, still has an EKD available. As they're going to be taking down another one as Godzi falls. Karjua trying to look for an angle, 1v3 on the other side. Zero, Silence connecting beautifully in a couple of heroes, but the PL died on top. He was on the smallest island of the river and just simply got stuck on it. DP gets the healing out from the Exorcism, finally ending. Kills off one, losing her life in the process. P1 is about to join a fight that's already over. 4 dead, 5 dead. GG is called, and black and yellow have to tap out of this one. The creeps would have also probably finished off the job. But it is the Mystery Machine! 2-0! First series